So, guys, we just want everyone to know that it is officially summer and we are here for all of the warm weather and water balloons and watermelon and every beautiful thing that summer brings. We hope that you checked out our episode. Tamala did a lovely job with her demo on the tree bark for Juneteenth. So, if
Yes.
you have not seen that, head on over to that episode or we'll drop it in the show notes below so that you can check it out and see what we've been up to for the month of June. So, what you got new for us, Tamala?
Well, there's life is lifing, for sure. And you got to ebb and flow with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, there's one thing about the demo I did for Juneteenth, the Juneteenth chocolate pretzel bark. If you haven't watched it, please take the time. It's only maybe like a 10-minute video, maybe like a 7-minute video. And just look at, some of the wonderful things that we do on our demos, as well as, um, get a little bit of history about Juneteenth as well. Okay. So check this out. One of the things, we have our besties, right? They tell us what we're doing right, and they also tell us how to improve or what's not working. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a real good, really nice compliment from one of my besties who is a professional speechwriter. Okay. So
Right.
she's worked in the entertainment industry, she's worked in media most of her
Mm-hmm.
professional career. And so she said, I really liked your video about Juneteenth, your Juneteenth chocolate bark demo. I said, oh, really? Why? She said, you were so real and relatable. You didn't have on your fake voice.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tamala and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday, where we talk to you about treats, business, and life. I am Taylor, owner of Taylor's Kitchen, located right here in Albion, Michigan, where we make custom sweet treats for all special occasions. I can be found on all social media platforms at Sweet Spirit Treats. Over to Tamala.
Hello, everyone. I am Tamala, owner of Torlitas for that sweet and crunchy taste. Torlitas is a dessert company located right here in this great state of Ohio, where I specialize in salty, sweet treats. If you want to know more about me and my business, go to at Torlitas. That's T as in Tuesday, Orlitas.
Isn't it funny
Like,
when people know they know the real you? You can't hide it. You can be smiling for other people and they're like, she ready to slap somebody. Look at her.
yeah. I was like, okay, thank you.
Thank you. It's
You
no
know,
need to
it's
fake with those type of people in your life. Just accept
yeah.
them.
I mean, this is going out to the world,
Yeah.
but I guess it was just, regular me instead of professional Tamala. But anyway, I don't know, that I think I'm authentic every time I do a podcast, but maybe she saw something or heard something different. So I just want to say
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for the compliment. And I'll just do what I do every time. I'll be myself. So
Yeah. I think one big thing about being authentic, especially on social media, is that people often put out the best of what they have, and so it's kind of hard to tell if you are authentic or not. But I seen a good quote that said social media is just a glimpse, it's not the entire movie. And so in real life things happen, even in business things happen. Some people have had businesses that were treat makers and they just shut them down. Some people have went on to like do amazing things. Sometimes you have to take breaks. And one thing I know about our podcast is that it really has been like going along like with our life, as Tamala was saying, with the ebbs and flows in the beginning, because life is not going to stop just because you decide to do something great and amazing. And I also know that disruption always follows intention. And so I don't know if anybody has ever been like, I'm about to lose that 5 pounds. Somebody shows up with a unexpected gift of food from somewhere, and you're like, really? See, you the enemy at this point. I didn't even tell you. I was trying to do better for myself. You just showed up. But yeah, that's often how it is, especially with when you really set your mind to do something great. It's always gonna be something that's just like, let's knock it off. Like let's get her back to comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing this for like a couple of years now, and it can really get into a place where you're like, like we're gonna record, or we have lots to say, but like I'm tired, or like we have to do all these other things and then still come on here. But I hope that you guys are really enjoying it. I hope that you are learning something. I definitely learn something every time I get on here and speak and show you guys what I've been learning about treats, business, and life. So um, I'm excited. I'm excited about continuing and pressing on and just doing great things, because it's always going to be something that's telling you to stop or don't go on, or
It's not
just
working.
right, regular things in life just make you want to quit. But if you keep track of the mistakes, not the mistakes, if you keep track of the lessons you learn, you'll realize that um overall you're growing.
Absolutely.
Um
The
overall you're
valleys make you, grow, I think.
right.
Can't stay on top all the time and expect to grow simply because, it's easy. It's easy up there,
Yeah.
right? It's you're not learning anything new. I mean, when you're around like-minded people, of course, you do
Mhm.
learn different things on how to like expand your product line, or they invest just by their knowledge. You're like, oh, I never thought how to, never thought to do it that way, or I never heard of that. So one of the things that I learned through a lot of trial and grit, and oh, I can't do this. I can't wait for it to be over. I created a website. I used a new platform to make a website.
Mhm.
And I thought I knew what I was doing, but it was a big learning curve. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
And I needed help to do it. I did finish it, but I learned along the way how to, if anybody's out there used Elementor, please, drop a one in the comment section, okay? Or what platform do you use for your create your website or update your website, or even do you have a website? If you have a website, put a apple or a thumbs up. If you don't have a website, put a what, Taylor? You know,
A sad face,
a
because
sad
why
face.
don't you? People need to know who you are. You're a business owner.
I'm working on mine, so I'm gonna put a half face.
Stuck in the middle. I'm stuck here in the middle.
Yeah. But don't be afraid to step out and learn something new. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to connect with people that know a little bit more than you. I always say you can learn at any level, from the most basic to
Mhm.
the professional or extreme level. You can always learn something from someone. And I think a lot of people maybe in our platform think, oh, I'm just starting. I'm just new at this. I need all this equipment to start. Or, recording is such an alive thing. I know I'm jumping subjects right now, but recording is such an alive thing where if you have a smartphone, you can use it for your business. You don't need the lights, you don't need the cameras, you don't need the stands. I heard one time someone used they used their fruit basket with the fruit in it to prop up their phone to record themselves.
If
So
you guys only knew. I
if
remember
you
one time we were
only
I was like coming back. I think I was in Tennessee and we had to record for the podcast. And I was like, damn, I do not know what I'm gonna do. So like we're like I'm like standing in the bathroom, like holding the phone for like 10 minutes. My arms getting tired. It's rough. I'm like, I forgot everything that I needed. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna get it done. Some things you just gotta press through to actually like have an appreciation of it. And like
exact
it's been plenty of things that were recorded on iPhones. I know accidentally, some things that have been accidentally recorded have definitely like went viral. And it's because like people just wanna like see your authentic self, like we were talking about in the beginning. Like your friends know who you really are, your family knows who you really are, and they know your heart towards wanting to get things done and wanting to get them done right. Like it's nothing wrong with getting equipment and and wanting to be excellent at what you're doing. But everything does come with a learning curve, like Tamala said. Our first podcast was just a voice podcast. I said I wasn't going to be on YouTube. I'm not turning on my camera. I don't really want to talk. I don't want to
yeah,
get
that
dressed
was
every
one of the
day.
first, second, third. How many did
Man,
we do before we
I was
went on
like, I don't
YouTube?
want to get dressed every day to be on this podcast. And then I tried to edit a video without like a face to it, just like words. And I was like, this is for the birds. If the platform was free, um, the editing tool was free, it was so annoying. I was like, I don't know who just picks this as a career, but God bless them because
Yeah.
you just have to edit audio. Like it's not like cues of when to start and stop. It's just like I don't think this is for me. But I did find another way. And that way has been working just fine. Until the day that we can like hand it over to have somebody else like edit it for us. Um yeah, that editing with just the sound, it wasn't in my ministry.
Wasn't
It
in the
was not.
ministry and it wasn't in my skill set at the time. If you look at our earlier videos, they are kind of sketchy. They're not great. Even okay, let's have a truth hat here. Even when I do my demos, I still need a better system. I still
Yeah.
need the overhead. I still need the arm overhead facing down. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's amazing the way that I finagle, the camera and things like that. But I still want a better setup, so it's just hands moving, or
Mm-hmm.
I can have a camera up there and a camera over here. I can look in there and I can say something. I can, the overhead is having, watching my hands and things like that. So there's a whole setup that I would love to have when I do my demo.
Right.
So that's one of my goals.
And then
Within between now and the new year. Huh?
you have something to like to challenge yourself to look forward to.
Yeah.
I was on a Zoom on last week and they had a person on there and he was like they were like you were really showing off with all your camera transitions and different things like that, and he was like when you have things set up in a way that you can just effortlessly flow in between them, it makes you seem more of a authority in the space because you have things down packed. And I understood that. And I was like, this is a great expectation, to work yourself up to, because like everything was flowing effortlessly. He was like showing stuff on the screen. He had a whiteboard and he said, okay, what do you guys want to learn? And it was like the camera was right over the whiteboard. We watched him write out the things that we want to learn. And so like that's what I'm just saying. If you are always in the same environment with the same people, you don't force yourself to grow. You actually like stagnate yourself because there's nobody outside of what you're doing that is available to show you more. That's why it's good to be around different groups of people, to associate with different things, because we all need to grow. If we're not growing, then we're just staying still. And what
Yeah.
fun is that? What fun is that really? Um, to be to be mediocre, to live a mediocre life. Like, let's be great. Let's do things
Yeah.
in excellence. Let's be ourselves and have fun and laugh. If you guys knew how much me and Tamala laugh at each other, we don't always put in like the parts of us laughing, but I'm pretty sure it's at least like 10 hours of us just laughing
Yeah.
on this podcast that we don't like really put in, but like we just be laughing at stuff. It's a good time. But you establish friendships with people when you work with them for a while. So
Totally
authentic.
agree.
Being authentic. I guess that's
Being
the
authentic.
podcast.
Okay. That can be the
I guess
podcast.
that's I
Being
guess that's
authentic.
the
Being true to yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
Being who you are. If you want to grow, grow, be around different people, different mindsets. You never know what an inspiration, when an inspiration will come. Okay.
Right.
What's the other one? That's two.
Let me say this. Let me say this. This is how I know I set myself up for success, right? So the other day I said to myself, man, I really want to be petty today. Somebody had upset me, right? I said, they upset me. I want to send them something petty because they upset me, right? Now the Lord know I need to send nobody nothing petty. So this is what I mean by like surround yourself with good things. So I go on social media. I'm like, yeah, I should be able to find something petty on here. Up pops like all the pages that I follow. So it's like, pray for this person, pray for the
Oh,
person who despitefully using you.
you're
And then
like,
it's like, forgive this person. And
mm-mm.
then there's like so many other things, and I'm like, Lord, you knew I wanted to be petty today. You knew it. Let me do people how they do me. And he was like, nah, not today, sis. You represent me. I was like, oh, I was on it. I was looking for something, a meme to send to reflect my feelings. And it wouldn't work. So like set yourself up for success like that. Like follow some motivational pages. Like don't be adding, take out the ratchetness from your social media feeds, because it could save your life. Most of the time people come back and apologize, and I think it's really because I have this ability to just let God handle it. But I wanted to be petty that day. Me and the Lord had a talk, and the petty wanted to come. Okay. And then I popped on the social media. It's like, love one another. Pray for those who despitefully use you. Don't be angry. I was like, Jesus. The Holy Spirit is
Yeah.
working through the Instagram feed. Is this what we're doing today?
This is what we're doing today.
What we doing today? But like sometimes you just gotta set yourself up to be a better person than the people that you have allowed in your sphere. Yes.
Oh, I have to tell you a small story and then we can end it here if you want. So okay, it was during the pandemic.
Hmm.
This lady was, people were selling, meals and stuff out of their home and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
somebody really hyped up this one lady. I didn't know her.
Hmm.
And people were hyping her up, great food. It was some kind of pasta dish. I'm not a pasta girl, but I was like, okay, I'll try. Everybody was hyping her up. So
Right.
I go to order, my pasta dish and a salad and something else. I can't remember. Anyway, so when I got there, okay, I was a little bit behind the time that I said I was going to pick up. Okay. Okay. I'll give her that.
Okay. Okay.
So then she comes out, she brings my food, and then she tells me, "Oh, I had a blueberry, I burnt my arm. I had a blueberry, some kind of blueberry loaf that I gave people, but you didn't know anyway. You didn't know you're going to get one anyway." And I was like, okay. Well, if that
I
was,
didn't
one of
tell
the things
me.
that was with the meal, then, you know, can we
I probably should have
are you going to
it.
make some in the future or, you know,
Yeah,
can I come back and get a slice later? I mean, what is it,
right.
So I was a little perturbed, okay, it was during the pandemic. I was a little bit like, and all that, So then I had a salad. It was warm, and then the sun was. She had to go get my salad dressing out of the hot car.
Oh
It
Lord.
was ranch. I was like,
Mm-mm.
now, okay, now
I
I
need to
don't know
put
about
this
all
on
this
ice
hype. Were they
before I
your
partake.
friends? So here's the thing, though. I was so perturbed by it. Like I said, it was probably early pandemic, whatever. And
Yeah.
so we evidently, she's a treat maker, like I'm a treat maker, right?
Mhm.
So we end up at the same, well, I'll tell you this, we're at the same place where we go get our supplies. So I
Mhm.
said, "Oh, I didn't know who she was. I just remember her hair was so pretty. She had really natural, pretty hair. And I don't
Yeah.
remember her hair. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, her hair is so pretty. Now you're sitting in your car, you see, oh, her hair is pretty. And so it was like 5, 4, 3, 2. That's her. I was so perturbed. It was
That
months later, probably a year later. Okay. I was like, that's her. And so I sat in the car and I thought about all the things I was going to say to her when she came out of the place, right?
yeah.
Okay, so I was in, a high, I had a truck, so I was in the high, I was high up. So I remember all the stuff, how she could have called me. She could have said, "Oh, I have a piece of cake or whatever now.
Yeah.
Would you like for me to drop it off?" Some customer service, right? So I had all this stuff I was going to say to her, when she came out of the building. And I rolled my window down. You know what I said to her?
Hello.
I said, "Oh, your hair is so pretty. Have a great day." So I'm saying, the Lord kept my tongue that day. Okay.
Amen. Amen.
I wanted to give her the 1 and 2 with it. Okay.
He is the tongue
So,
keeper.
but I rolled down my window and all that, whatever I was going to say for her left, and I gave her a compliment. I don't know how that lady felt on that day. She might have been
Right.
happy. Well, she burned her arm, Tammy. Okay, she burned her arm in the oven, so I'm sure that didn't feel good. And
Yeah.
she dropped the pan. That's what she burned herself and she dropped the pan, so everything was ruined. But I was like, so I always say that sometime God will put you in your place because you don't know what that other person's going through. So just to piggyback off of your story and how I how he turned it around for me and probably for her too, because I don't know what I was going. I have no idea what I was going to say to her. I have no idea, but it wasn't going to be anything nice. It's probably something I was going to say was going to be nice, nasty.
They're people don't realize that when you
It's
are
hard out
kind to
here.
people,
Yeah.
that you have more than enough capability to act a fool. And
Yes, you do.
I would like everybody to know that we try our hardest, and we
And
hope
that's
you
treatment.
enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, especially as someone that's serving the public. You're making something.
Mhm.
You're have a treat that you supply to the to the masses, so to
Public.
speak. It's
Mhm.
hard. Sometimes it's really difficult. You run out
Yeah,
of stuff. You didn't plan your time well, or you rush to get to an appointment, or you rush for the person to come pick up the item. So
so many.
there's a million things that can go wrong when you are servicing. You have a business and you are serving your clients in public. So, sometimes a grace is extended to us, and we need to extend it to other people.
And grace is extended to me all the time. That's why you don't be slapping and snapping at people. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
We hope that you continue to be your authentic self. And if you are having a bad day, take a break, at least 5 or 10 minutes, and go think on something
Sit
that's
down
good
somewhere.
and lovely and peaceful, because breaks are necessary.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I got. We want you guys to have a blessed week. And
And
we
follow
will
us on
talk to you.
Facebook. Join our Facebook group, Tamara Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday podcast, 5T podcast on
Yes, and
Facebook.
hit the like and the share and the subscribe
Yeah.
with somebody who you know is a treat maker and just needs some authentic conversation in their life. We understand what you're going through. We are going through the same things. We
And
can
that's why
still
we're
laugh
here
and joke about
every
it.
week.
Yes, this is true. All right, guys. Have a blessed week. Bye.
Enjoy.